Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good weekend. We're going to talk about SPY, of course, some Tesla, some GameStop, why I think it's come down so far. Is this the Volkswagen dip? What do you know? I don't know. What do I know? We're going to go over it. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. We have a Twitter. It is at Happy Money YT. And we have a Discord server. You're welcome to jump on there. The link for that is in the description. Get this tweet sent out. Word. Here is our Discord. At everyone, jump on here. And Brian Cohen, our GME chairman, tweeted. I'm trying to think. Let's see. Monday, he tweeted on Friday. Yeah, we already talked about that tweet. So that actually, we rallied 20 minutes after that. 20 minutes after we tweeted this, we rallied on the 10th. So there's some speculation that maybe he bought in. Maybe he was buying up his shares. I think it's 2 days. 2 days after he buys in that we'll know. There's a short DD that was shared on that we'll talk about. But yeah, he tweeted basically right about here. So not to say that it couldn't have been from him, not to say that it necessarily had to have been him, but could have been. 2:55, he tweeted that. I'm cooler online than in real life. So that was right here. Yeah, so about 20 minutes that we started rallying. Volume picked up. And then today, holy smokes. So rallied up, and then today it's just been shorted down crazy. Pretty good volume day too, 4.8 million almost, and there's about 30 minutes left to close. But yeah, shorted down to new lows. Remember, I was talking about that 145 level, thinking if we stay above that, so 148 we kind of hit. Sorry, down here. Then we're on track. We're making higher lows. Today dispelled that. We are not making, we are from back here, but counting these, I would say we're not making higher lows. I think that is done. Now we're looking for just different supports, seeing where it holds, seeing where it doesn't. I have some lines drawn here from back here. We have 132, 136, 118, and today I think we pretty much hit that. Yeah, that 136.31 is pretty much right where we're finding a floor right now. Not to say that we can't come down more. It's crazy, but yeah, we can. This is a bear flag. The only thing that's saying that we need to maybe hold up longer is this RSI down here, but doesn't necessarily mean that we will. It could keep coming down. On the daily, our RSI is the lowest it's been in almost 2 years, so it's fluctuating because the day's not over, but it's 29, let's see, 0.97 right now. Back here was 29.9. So earlier today it was actually lower than that. But yeah, that's the lowest RSI has been on the daily since way back here. February 26th, 2020. So basically for the pretty recent price action, not even that recent, this is basically the best deal you're going to get. And that's including when it was $40 a share. Just because by the time it was $40 a share, that wasn't necessarily a good deal because it had all this data to compare. So if you're looking at daily candles, this is basically the biggest discount so far. And it might keep giving a bigger discount. The fact that we're not making higher lows now, I'm thinking possibly we might be at the beginning of this Volkswagen dip before the squeeze. Or just something totally different. But the fact that it is different and something's different and it's changing is I like, and I think that's good, and means something is basically changing. We're getting out of some sort of cycle, some sort of rhythm, and things are getting shaken up. It's also kind of interesting that we're actually outpacing the SPY heavy. If you look at these last 4 or 5 days, so I was kind of expecting if we are going to get a Volkswagen dip, it will probably be from the pressure of the overall market. That's just how it happened with Volkswagen. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen with GME. It's a totally different scenario. So with that, it was like, okay, they'll both come down, GME will come with it, and then possibly GME will start squeezing as the SPY is way down or going down quickly. So in that scenario, that is SPY going down, causing GME to rally, basically inversing that way, which we've never seen yet with GME. The only time we've seen it inverse heavy, where it seemed like liquidations were happening, was when GME was ripping, and then that was causing the SPY to tank. So this is in a way setting that up again potentially, because GME is really coming down and SPY is holding up. So if it comes to a point to where they start to close their short positions and we start to rally, then GME might be the point for basically the sell-off on the overall market, like we've seen before. So not sure about that or anything, but just seeing something different it's exciting and I like to see it. Discounts, I don't have a whole lot of capital to be thrown into shares right now, but discounts are definitely there. Like I said, the RSI is really low. It's oversold. If we do come down further, I mean, who knows? So the Volkswagen dip, it came down. We've looked at those charts. It basically came down about half. It was a much shorter time frame. It was over a course of like 3 months total. So hard to compare that to this, but I mean, this has become a significant drop at this point, from 250 to 136, relatively to the last 3 months, 4 months, but not to GME's price history this whole year. If you look on very simply the weekly chart, you know, this is a big drop, but look at this weekly candle right here. 317 down to 64 in 1 week. So yeah, if you look at that, this is weak. This is weak. Actually, this is 4 weeks that we've been selling off, but it's been slow. It hasn't been huge compared to back in January. But yeah, I'm just going to keep watching these supports and seeing where we hold, seeing kind of what happens. Different theories on failed delivers, ETFs, rollovers, all that. I think most of that is claiming for the end of this month into next month. So if it is just another kind of cycle type rollover deal, then price action will probably point to bullish TA, which would be like back here. So consolidation first at some point, and then bullish technical analysis, bullish MACD, green over the 9, and then a rally. But I think as shorts want to close, they're going to want it to be as low as possible before they start closing. So that's where kind of the theory of the Volkswagen dip comes in, that they're going to dip it as far as they can and then cover down there, because they'll theoretically have the least amount of losses, even though they're probably mostly going to go bankrupt. Smaller ones maybe not, or maybe bigger ones maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of where that thought comes in. And if the squeeze is starting and it's not some cycled rollover like this or this or this or this, maybe even that, then if it's the squeeze, not one of those, it might not, the price action might not be like this. We might not get this gradual rally that turns everything bullish and we can get our calls and do that. It might literally be how Volkswagen did it, where it was blood red into a Friday, and then on the weekend, over the weekend, by Monday it gapped up. Monday open or pre-market or whatever, gapped way up. And to me, this would be a good strategy for the hedge funds, because it'll decrease retail buying pressure if they gap it way up, you know, and as well as options. You know, options will immediately be insanely priced, and we just won't have any leverage to push it even further. So if they gap it way up, yeah, I mean, that's why holding shares to me is probably the best way to get exposure to this, because I'm trying to think of all scenarios here. It's possible it's a slow rally up like this and then turns into a squeeze, you know, like back here, FOMO, retail pressure, random Elon tweets, whatever, and then okay, people are screwed, they have to close their short position. But it's also possible, I feel like, that it could just be go against all TA and just tons of downward momentum at some point, and then it just overnight or over a weekend, and it just rallies and gaps, and basically anybody that wasn't on board already is only going to be able to get fractional shares or just a few shares and pretty much no contracts. So it sucks because it makes me want to FOMO into contracts and have exposure all the time, but I can't do that. I don't have money for that. So anyways, that's kind of some of the GME. SPY on the other hand, kind of hitting resistance, hitting a ceiling here like it has been. It's got bearish MACD. We're waiting on Wednesday. Powell's talking. On the daily chart, it is bullish though. We've got kind of a bull flag here, bullish MACD. But the fact that it hasn't broken this resistance at 470 is pretty bearish. And the hourly is still bearish. So I have stuff I have to roll over for that. Tesla, I actually realized gains on Tesla. I need to realize some gains. The lack of buying power is sketchy, especially with this massive credit spread I'm rolling over now in GME. That it's gonna be a big rollover now that we're down here. I wanted to show you guys though. Let's see. Yeah, so here's the in regards to his tweet. RC, shout out, free corn dog. RC tweets 255. Price goes straight up into close. That's wild. He just buy those remaining eligible shares. Is what I was saying. That was the first tranche, which would be the opposite of a cooler in gambling parlance. I said I wasn't going to tinfoil again, but that's wild. Look at the window period. To avoid such an appearance, the company has adopted the guidelines. Window period. So I think it says 2 days after earnings, he's able to start buying, and then up to 20 days. I don't know, some window for when they're able to buy. I didn't even know about that, but that is interesting. Maybe it was him buying. Maybe we'll know Tuesday, and we're also supposed to get news from LRC, I think, this quarter. There's lots of hype around Tuesday for some reason. Tuesdays actually have been oftentimes huge moves for GME, but we won't speculate on that. Yep, I think with the average volume right now, they could pick up 650,000 shares for cheap. 25% of average would be a nice move, reminiscent of last buyback, which ended up $1 billion buying low and selling a fraction back. Yeah, so that's the tweet speculation. It is kind of interesting that it did rally after his tweets. I think we used to see that, but I feel like that was more from day traders and people just had it on alert. They just knew that if he tweeted something, they would kind of go in. I think it was a combination of that as well as him kind of knowing cycles and how things worked. So he would just, I don't know, flex on us with timing of his tweets. This was mentioned by Donero, the UWMC. Short borrowing fee is sitting at, it's really high. We have calls on that already. Oh yeah, GameStop headquarters is packed. So people, all the remote workers and stuff were all sent to GameStop headquarters. So that's kind of interesting. Seems like something is going down, some sort of meeting. This is the Downtown Brown, Mr. Downtown Brown. Busiest parking lot they've maybe ever seen there at that place. So I don't know. It seems like something is afoot, I would say, at GameStop headquarters with all of that going on. Okay, so I had one thing that I was thinking about. Look back at GME price action. And if we just look up to here. Remember we were coming down here, I'm like, wow, this is crazy red. And my support levels were 145 the lowest, but we were thinking kind of 170, 165 maybe. And then we hit it right here. And we did have this wick down here to 160, but most of the bodies were up here, right here, 165, right about here. It was like, okay, it's bouncing, gonna consolidate and rally up here, and this is like the new window it's gonna be in. And then this day, and then it just sold off the last 4 days all of a sudden out of nowhere. And then I remembered that new little ETF that came out. Meme ETF. Is it possible that this ETF just became public and they were able to short GME through this ETF and literally tank it these last 4 days with this fresh set of ETF to use? I might not be understanding how they're shorting with ETFs. Maybe I'm misunderstanding all of it. That's just my theory and speculation, and that's what I'm thinking, because this thing literally came out 12/8 this day, and since then it's been 4 days of just blood red on GME, as well as this ETF that has 4% of its holdings in GameStop. So I thought that's peculiar, and I didn't look into who's coming out or who I don't know who's organizing that ETF or whatnot, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's somehow trying to get GameStop to come down. It is pretty interesting that literally just in time for us to break through this low support. But that would make me even more stoked that we are possibly seeing Volkswagen dip, because all these things are coordinated and getting organized together for it to just be the lowest they've been able to drive it in so long. And look at this, as we're talking, it is literally just broke that support, that 136.26. So 132, I would say, and oh, this one got moved. 114 locked. Oh, 116. What is that? Oh, 116, yeah. 142, 116, and then I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. So the deals are coming in. I don't like to try and dip buy. Sometimes I do. Sometimes you dip buy right here, thinking you did it, and then it does this, and that's why kind of waiting for the momentum is what I try and stick to usually. So it's not like, even if this was the dip and then it rallied here, that's really a small difference if you think about it. And if it rallied here, it's probably going to come back down and kind of retest. It'll make a higher low, but it's going to trade in a range. So it's not like you have to really try and time it right then to get the very best dollar potentially, but trying to time the bottom is kind of silly. Or trying to time the top, or trying to have a low cost basis, which is a game for children. There, I said it. But yeah, because this dip, like, oh, this might be it, and maybe it'll just rally up here, and maybe it'll trade at the very least, or best, or worst, however you want to look at it, it'll trade between 165, 155, and you'll say, oh, I got it 136. Great. But however, we might get a bounce to 150, and then consolidate, and then come down to 40. I mean, seriously, why can't it? Why can't they have a massive dip before they squeeze? Or 102 or 106. You're like, man, I loaded up everything right here. You want to wait for the momentum, kind of scale in slowly too. That's I think the best way to do it. Scale in a little here, a little there, and averaging to get a nice average cost basis. All right, enough on that. My account is awful. I don't even like to look at it. Also because I have other stuff I have to pay for outside of stock market that I have to pull funds from. Crappy. Honestly, the GME thing dropping is not a problem for me. It's just other stuff outside the market that's going on. Got some VIX calls and close out of the Tesla gain, or Tesla call credit spread for a gain. Open up a put credit spread and another call credit spread actually on Tesla. So I guess that's an iron condor, or maybe something like that. I'm a little torn because it's oversold on the hourly, and can't leave Tesla there very long before it has an epic bounce. But I was up 65% on the put debit spread and on the call credit spread on Tesla. So I was like, I'm going to close it. I'll wait for the bounce and then reopen some more. I still have the put though. So yeah. So I still have exposure if it makes like a violent move to the downside. And then I also opened, so I have this put, this 790 put. But then I was like, wait, this might bounce because we have this divergence. There's 950 here, and then this higher low here, and then the RSI is higher, and the RSI is here, as well as this, of course, MACD divergence. That's only if it starts to rally tomorrow. That's the thing with this divergence on the daily. This isn't a divergence if tomorrow comes down, because this just makes this lower. So that was the hourly. I'm sorry. This is the daily. So this is a low. This is a lower low on the RSI than it was back here, even though it's higher price action. I think it'll stay higher. We've got 10 minutes left. But if tomorrow, if this keeps coming down, this RSI is going to keep coming down. If it comes up, then this will be a peak, and then we'll be able to confirm somewhat of this bit of a divergence and a rally. But I think we're really just waiting on Wednesday with Powell. But yeah, I guess I have an iron condor, so I think it's going to go up or down from here by January. So I've got a few different plays. January 7th. Yeah. Oh, look, it even set it up as an iron condor. I opened it up totally different times. That's weird. Never seen that on here. And then this put credit spread. This is a bullish play, December 23rd, a little shorter term than that. And then wait, all credit spread. So weird. Okay, now it's confusing. Oh man. Anyways, let's see. Wish. Yep, getting wrecked on Wish, but it can't get much cheaper, can it? Our covered calls on birds doing well. Those options move so strange. It's not a nice way they move. the premiums, they just don't really move at all with stock. They're so slow, so sluggish. It'll probably pick up as there's more liquidity in it. 136 we're hitting on GME. I'm telling you, I think it's this fresh set of shares from Meme. I don't know. Did they buy in here? I mean, and then now they're just using it to short it. It seems kind of crazy, but 29.49. That's our RSI, 29.90. So we are on the lowest. That's what I got for you guys. We'll see you on Discord. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you can mellow out. These are the days you don't look at your P&L. You just, you know, try and figure out if you want to, if what you invested in a company changed, then reevaluate. If what you invested in a company, if the fundamentals of it didn't change, then the price is irrelevant. Unless if you want to invest more, then the cheaper the price, the better the deal. You're basically getting a discount on something that you want to own. So nothing to me changed from when it was 250 to now 135, other than now I can buy more shares with less money. So the lower it goes, the more hype you can be, all the way down to $1. Because at $1, you know, fingers crossed we'll get there, and then we can all just load up. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Peace out.